Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon, and me, Banshee. And of course, this is me, Banshee, with your Material Matters segment, your weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody has been hanging in there in these topsy-turvy economic times. Okay, so we're going to start with our collective reading today. It's from Divination of the Ancients, which is by Barbara Meckle-John Free and Flavia Kate Peters. Thought it was good for the Halloween season. Let's see what divination device will come up for us. Oh, wow. Talk about using your head. We have phrenology, which is certainty. Very interesting. All right. Well, we do have to use our heads in business, that's for sure. If your days are filled with aimless activity and your head is filled with pointless internal chatter and inconsistent plans, stop a while and turn down the volume. When you give in to rest and silence, you are more likely to hear the information your guides are trying to give you. As you try to ascertain what you should or should not do, use your head rather than accepting the first piece of advice you're given. Think logically, as it's time to rely on good old-fashioned common sense. Stability in your life is required, so make concrete plans, seek expert advice, and research carefully what you need to know to be certain about your next move. If you do so, the outcome will be successful, without a doubt. So they gave a little chant or incantation, and it's, "The chatter in my mind's a din, so I'll meditate and journey in. Surrender to silence and listen well to guides who wait with truth to tell." Practice meditation to quiet your mind. Prayer will help you to know, and so take a retreat. Monitor your thoughts carefully. Listen to your guides. Don't dive straight into a situation. Make sure you are certain of all the facts. Certainty will prevail. So, phrenology is about reading the bumps and shapes and size of heads. But this is talking about using your head, thinking logically. This is a time maybe to trust logic over intuition, and use and sort things out. Investigate, research, and sort things out. So that's the message for the collective this week. Hey, everybody, good luck with that. It's interesting. I'm using the Divination of the Ancients and, of course, Tarot today, but this, of course, was telling us we should rely on our heads. So do that, with what you hear here today. Use your head with the knowledge you hear. All right. Oh my. Okay, so the readings are for the week ahead, which is from October 10th through October 16th. The moon will be traveling during that time period from Sagittarius to Pisces. Another important thing of note is another planet's going direct. That's Saturn. Saturn is going direct on October 10th. And, I think actually I think that was October 10th. You have to forgive me. It might have been October 11th. I will double check that. We'll get that right on the screen. But also on October 11th, it was just busy on these, first couple days. October 11th is known as now Indigenous Peoples Day. It's also Columbus Day in America and Thanksgiving in Canada. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to our Canadian friends. All right, and really that's pretty much it. It's always good to have a planet go direct, I say. So, all right. We'll move on with our readings now to the elemental signs of the zodiac, starting with our air signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is for you. Let's hope the winds are blowing in more than fallen leaves for you. How about some cash? All right. One more good shuffle for you air signs. All right, well, whoa. Stop the presses. So your focus for the week ahead is to try to figure out why you feel you need to take such an aggressive approach to things, maybe. Seems like the Queen of Wands is telling us you are being a little bit aggressive. People might even find you to be a little bit pushy. So, focus on that. Focus on your attitude. It's one thing to be enthusiastic, but it's another to be pushing your weight around and pushing your agenda. So let's be careful about our attitude and mindset, air signs. How best can you prepare for that focus? Well, here's an interesting card here. The Ten of Wands reversed. So we have two reversed Wands cards right from the get-go, air signs. So I feel like you need to prepare for this focus by maybe unburdening yourself in some way. Maybe to delegate a little bit more. Maybe you're getting a little bit hot under the collar here because there's so much that needs to get done. And for some reason, you feel you're the only one who can get it done. But no, don't get angry. Ask for help. Ask for help and assistance in the week ahead. And what about people this week? Will there be a cooperation or conflict? Well, I'll tell you what. If you think that this is the High Priestess reversed, and if you think that people can read your minds and know the frustration that you might be feeling, or can intuit that you need help instead of you asking for it, well, you know what? You're going to be sorely disappointed because they don't see it. And you need to express it. Express it in a constructive manner, not in a getting down on them manner. So ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for you air signs? Well, I feel like you're struggling this week. We have Temperance reversed here. So you have two Wands cards reversed and you have two Major Arcana cards reversed. So I really don't feel this is going to be your week, unfortunately. I feel as though you're trying to really get a grip. Get your balance back. Get to that sweet spot where you feel comfortable with things. Right now, it just doesn't seem like it's happening for you. So let's analyze this in total here because I definitely feel that Queen of Wands, well, really, they all fit together if you stop and you think about it here. The Queen of Wands is about attitude. What's making you so upset? What's making you feel pushy or overly aggressive? the fact that maybe you feel like you've been carrying an unfairly heavy load, maybe also that's partially something you need to think about. Is it just you're the one who feels you have to carry that load because nobody can do it all like you can? So the time has come for you to recognize that you need to ask for some help and assistance. You should not be able to have to carry all that weight yourself. You should not have to do everything. But if you don't tell people, they're not going to figure it out for themselves. Maybe this aggressiveness is what is roiling inside of you, and the problem is we don't want it to come out in a volcano. We want it to, we want you to express things in a constructive manner. And you're going to have to express them because people, don't expect people to know what you're going through. Everybody has their own stuff going on. So by all means, express yourself and find that sweet spot once more. Temperance is saying, even by week's end, the balance is not achieved. So hopefully by week's end, at least, maybe you can talk to people and you'll be able to start the next week off right, air signs, because Temperance reverse is still indicating you feel like out of sorts by week's end. Take a break this next weekend and recoup your energy. Ooh, that's what I have for you, air signs, for the week ahead. Good luck with that. Hey, fellow fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is for us for the week ahead. You notice my little bowl of leaves there in the picture. Leaves are turning a very fiery orange and red around here, slowly but surely. We are not quite at our peak here in Lower Michigan yet, but we're getting there. Wow, well, I guess you're starting out with a wand too, but that makes sense for us, huh, fire signs? Look at that. It's the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is upright. So our focus for the week ahead is maybe starting something new, maybe instituting some new procedures, maybe starting a new project if you're in school, maybe you're looking at new places to invest your money, maybe some new property to manage if you're a property manager. I think that this is all very positive. Something new is afoot, and there may be some good news. It's possible some of us who have applied for work might be getting a call back or a letter confirming your appointment. Okay, but how best can you prepare for that focus? Well, we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is upright. Okay, so how best can you prepare for a new beginning? Well, I'll tell you how not to prepare for it. It's by closing yourself off and putting up walls so that that new opportunity can't appear. So in other words, be open. Be open, be receptive, trust yourself. Don't hide behind a wall of fear. This is a time to explore new avenues, new ways of doing things, new ideas, new projects, new goals. So by all means, don't restrict yourself. And this is really you. You hold the key here. So you can either choose to back away and just let those opportunities pass you by that you may never get again, or you can break down those barriers, you can open those locks, you can take off the blindfold, and you can move forward. Okay, what about people this week, fire signs? Well, there's some people with some attitudes. I think for those of us who are employees or maybe students, there may be teachers, professors, there may be bosses who are really not in a good mood this week. They may be scrutinizing things very carefully. And so, just realize that. Also, sometimes, the people that we count on, the people around us, we don't know what's going on in their everyday lives and what they're bringing to, the job or to work with them. So be a little bit mindful if people are a little hot under the collar or snapping, or just a little bit short or maybe even a little bit weepy, because that is the King of Cups reversed. It's going to be kind of an emotional week for some of the people you'll be working with. So just kind of handle them with a little bit of kid gloves this week, and you should be able to do okay. Okay, but ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for the fire signs? Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is reversed. I feel as though you're going to have a hard time pushing this new project forward, these new goals. Let's just say it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle for you. And let's go over this again so we can see what we're dealing with, which might be making it this uphill battle. All right. So you start off good. You start off with these great ideas or with these new opportunities surfacing, new goals, new plans, new projects, new ideas, new procedures. But, you have to overcome some self-doubts and fears that you may have in order to move forward with these. And, it's possible that because of some of the feedback or difficulties you're having this week in dealing with others who just may not have their heart into it this week, I feel that you're going to have an uphill battle selling this or selling yourself. So it's possible by week's end. I don't feel like this is necessarily a never say never situation, but what I do feel is you're challenged here. You definitely have challenges that you need to face if this is really an important opportunity for you. Just keep plowing away at it, just keep fighting for it. But recognize that this week is probably not the time it's going to take off for you, fire signs. I am sorry about that, especially since I'm one too. All right, it's time for some water. Well, if it's time for some water, it's time for the water signs. This is your reading for the week ahead. Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. All right. Well, hey, water signs. Got to be careful about that ledge there. Looks like you got the Fool reversed. So, basically, let's not take any unnecessary risks this week. Sometimes we can't avoid, some things are just thrown at us. I'm assigning you this task this week. But, if you're stuck with something, you're stuck with something, make the most of it. This is not a time to take gambles. This is not a time to take risks. This is not a time to go out on a limb. So kind of keep your cards close to your chest this week, water signs. And we have how best to prepare for that focus is the Knight of Pentacles upright. The Knight of Pentacles is a hard worker there, he's willing to get the job done. He just maybe a little bit slow, but he's steady and he gets through the things he needs to get through. And also, this could indicate the coming or going of a matter connected with money. So how does this fit here and how best you can prepare for this focus is maybe it's time before, obviously, this is not a time to take risks. And maybe it's because what you have discovered here is that you are maybe, you really need to build up more financially before you can take any risks and gambles. This is a time to build, to move forward on building your financial war chest. Ooh, so what about people this week? Will they be helpful or will they stab you in the back? We have the Ten of Swords here, water signs, so I think you have your answer. So maybe part of the reason why this is not a good time to take risks or gambles is that should they fail, which with the Fool reversed, that's a likelihood, people will take advantage of that. I feel that people will be like, wow, look at them. I had the solution all along. You should have listened to me. I feel there could be some stabs in the back here. There could be some betrayals. People could use your failure here to make something get off the ground to their advantage, to move themselves up in somebody's eyes at your expense. So, it's not the best case scenario, and hopefully this is just transitory, but I feel that you've got to watch your back with people this week, and especially, for example, if people are trying to steer you to take these risks and gambles that you realize it may not be the perfect time to do. Okay, so ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for you water signs this week? Well, I think it's pretty clear that there is little movement this week. The ships are not coming in. So Three of Wands reversed. For the very reasons I think I've mentioned, this is really a week to lay low. So maybe this is a time to look at what you've already set in motion and see, what more you could do to tweak it to better help and ensure success. This is a time to maybe not so much strategize, but to evaluate. Evaluate and look at what's already in place and what your expectations are. Are your expectations really, in line with reality? I think that's going to be important for you water signs in the week ahead. So let's take a look at this. My goodness, you guys have a definite challenge this week. Starting with the Fool reversed. I feel that this is not a time for risks, not a time for gambles, any kind of risky maneuvers, anything that has an aura of chance about it. How about saving it for another day? Because perhaps now is a time to really think about your financial well-being. Money comes, money goes. Maybe there's just been a lot of fluidity lately, and maybe some going more one way than the other. Maybe it's time to just make sure things are a little bit more stable before you can move forward. And others, I almost feel like they might be trying to talk you into this foolish venture. They might be trying to set you up for a fall. It can be dog eat dog in the business world sometimes, so do be careful that somebody is not trying to manipulate you or coerce you into something that is not right and will hurt you in the long term. And so finally, ultimately, I think your plans are on hold, and this is a time for some reevaluation and potentially retooling things. So hang in there, water signs. Looks like a challenging week for you ahead. Hey, earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This reading's for you for the week ahead. Let's unbury that treasure, huh? Let's see. Hopefully there will be some positive news for you this week. All right. Okay, your focus on the week ahead. It's the Ace of Swords pointing in the wrong direction. Ace of Swords is reversed. So I feel like we're starting the week feeling like maybe some of the work you've been doing recently just feels empty, devoid of meaning. I feel as though, that you feel as though you're wondering what is the value to what you're working on. You're just not feeling it. And that's kind of where you're at this week if you're still in the middle of some kind of project like that. And look at that. Look at that. Earth signs. There is your favorite king, king of earth here, king of pentacles, and he is reversed. So I think here, basically, because you are not feeling the value or the worth in what you're working on right now, you're getting a little lazy. You're getting a little slack. You're dropping the ball, maybe at a time when people need you most, it will get noticed. I mean, this is obviously the king here, and the king is faltering, his people are going to notice. It's not like they don't know what's going on in their kingdom. So, you got to be careful. You got to watch what you're doing, earth signs. There's value in everything, because the bottom line is maybe this isn't where you really want to put your efforts right now, but for whatever reason they need to be there. So you just need to get through it, and you need to show your best self in the process. Because ultimately, how will it affect people around you if you don't? Well, there you go. There's the Page of Pentacles reverse now. See? So especially people that you might be mentoring or people who are working under you will be picking up this vibe. And if you don't feel the worthiness of a project or goal, how do you think that others are going to feel? So are they going to be helpful or not? And also, if you're, let's just say you are the counselor, you are the advisor, you are the mentor towards students or other employees, if you don't show the value in what you're training them to do, then they certainly aren't going to be able to do a good job for you. Wow, but this is so wild. You want to talk about the comeback kid here? So ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement for you guys this week? I look at my producer in awe here. It's the Ace of Wands upright. It's like literally, bam, the opposite of that card. So I feel that out of the ashes of all of this, some new opportunity may emerge. Well, let's try to see if we can pull all of this together. How does that happen? I mean, it certainly doesn't sound like we're reaching that point, but maybe we are. Because, okay, right now, you're not seeing the value in what you're doing. You feel like there's just no point to it. And it's an empty victory of some sort. Maybe you've got some imminent burst of profit or cash, and now everything went kaplooey. Whatever the case may be, this project doesn't seem worthy of your time or efforts, and you're wondering why you bother. And I feel that, best to prepare for that focus by not slacking off. If you slack off and you show, everybody around you that nothing matters, that this is worthless, they're not going to put in the time or the effort either. And they're going to be questioning things. But you know what? Possibility exists here that maybe the people who are recognizing what's going on here with you are going to start questioning and starting a dialogue going. And they're going to say, hey, maybe we should look for another opportunity. Maybe we should be putting our time and efforts into something else. So ultimately, I feel like where all of this is leading is, you're right. Why waste time and energy on things that are not paying off? It's time to start fresh. It's time to start something new. It's time to be more innovative, and it's time to brainstorm and come up with new ideas and new projects that are worth your time, your energy, and your effort. So I think that this is really it's a process this week for you, Earth signs. Just hang in there. And I feel like ultimately you will resolve this because, if nothing else, what you've realized is that, yeah, we may have wasted our time, but maybe we can take some of that stuff we've done here and move it on to this new opportunity. So take what really is working and leave the rest behind and begin fresh, Earth signs. Definitely hope for you by week's end. Woo! Wow, we've got some complicated readings this week, I have to say. Good luck to everybody. And don't forget, we have definitely other programming going on. This is Halloween season. So there's just so much going on. I can't possibly get into it all. But watch our live stream, subscribe to our channel. Watch Mr. O's Goth Tarot, which is every Wednesdays at 8 a.m. I'll never get it right. Every Wednesdays for the shadow side of life, which since the veil is thin, this is a good time for that. Watch our happy hours, which is really picking up steam every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Come and get a positive message from Spirit. We all need uplifting messages to get us through our week ahead. Join us. And finally, visit our website. We're putting more content on our blog now. We're trying to get things moving. We have readings for sale there. And speaking of which, there will be readings on sale this month soon. So definitely go to tfttarotfortoday.com. That's it for this week, everybody. I hope you have a productive and financially prosperous week ahead. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.